Okay, we'll go ahead and get started, and a few more people might trickle on, but that is okay. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 2021 M3 Kickoff Webinar. My name is Lennon Shear, and I am the Development and Marketing Manager at FIMU Foundation, and I'm joined with Jesse Horn, our Communications and Marketing Director. We're here to give you a quick overview of the M3 campaign and help you better understand how your chapter can support FIMU Foundation.
Tonight, we will give you a comprehensive look at the M3 campaign, everything from planning fundraisers to promoting your event on social media to how to send in your contributions, and then we will answer questions at the end of the webinar. You can submit your questions in the chat, and Jesse will be monitoring that. Let's begin with an overview of the M3 campaign for those of you who may just be learning about the fundraiser for the first time. The M3 campaign is the Foundation's largest annual fund campaign each year. It's hosted during the month of March to honor our founders, Mary Myrick Daniel, Mary DuPont Lines, and Martha Hardaway Redding. That's why it's called M3. The campaign kicks off on March 1st and runs throughout the whole month of March, encouraging all members to support the foundation with a gift of $18.52 or more. This campaign is the only one we host each year that focuses primarily on encouraging our collegiate chapters to become more aware of the foundation and how we support FIMU members with the funds that we raise through this campaign and many other fundraising initiatives through the year. Because this is our only collegiate-focused campaign, we encourage that all FIMU chapters take the 100% challenge, which is for every member of every chapter to participate by fundraising and or making a contribution of $18.52, but we'll get to that in just a bit. M3 is a huge driver for FIMU for a couple of reasons. The first and most important is that it helps create awareness about FIMU Foundation with our collegiate chapters and helps all of our members better understand how the foundation supports FIMUs across the country. One of the best ways that you can do this in your chapter is to present the FIMU Radiance program, which is part of your chapter development Radiance modules during the month of February to provide you with an in-depth look at the foundation and the M3 campaign. It's a really great opportunity to learn more as you develop your plan to participate in the campaign. Another benefit of the M3 campaign is that it allows all of our members to participate at a low cost of just $18.52, which if you're a coffee drinker like me, that amounts to about 4 trips to Starbucks, and I think all of us can agree that's pretty manageable, especially when you think about where your donations are going, which is to help your chapter members and sisters just like you to advance their education and become stronger, more confident leaders. As you may have noticed on that last slide, the motto of the foundation is Sisters Helping Sisters, because that's exactly what we do each and every day through our mission to support the lifetime development of women through the support of FIMU's leadership, scholarship, philanthropic and educational programs, and historic preservation. For example, contributions to the foundation help contribute to leadership and education programs you're probably familiar with, like the FIMU Leadership Institute or FIMU Officer Academy, that help members from each chapter across the country learn how they can be more confident leaders in their chapters and in their communities. Last year, we granted nearly $156,000 to leadership programs like these and other individual chapter funds to help promote leadership and education with our members. Contributions to the foundation also help to fund academic scholarships for our members. For this academic year, we awarded 139 scholarships to collegiate and alumni members pursuing their education, totaling more than $152,000. With the rising cost of tuitions at colleges and universities everywhere, there's no doubt that these scholarships are an incredible benefit to our members. Another way we are able to lend a helping hand to our members is through our member assistance funds, which feels like they've been more active in the last couple years than ever before due to the natural disasters like wildfires and hurricanes. Members who are facing life-altering circumstances, everything from losing their homes due to natural disasters or COVID or medical emergencies, can apply for assistance through the foundation. Last year, we granted nearly $22,000 to help FIMU women get back on their feet. And last but not least, your contributions also go towards helping to preserve the nearly 169 years of FIMU history in the Philomathian Room at the Cannonball House in Macon, Georgia, and in the Heritage Museum here at FIMU National Headquarters. You may have noticed that FIMU has been promoting its new digital archives through a program called History IT, and that program was funded in part by a grant from the foundation. So, now that you know why we host the M3 campaign and how all of your contributions you raise are used to help your fellow sisters, let's talk more about how you can actually participate. It's actually pretty easy, and there are just 3 steps. First, you need to determine your fundraising plan. Will your chapter host a virtual fundraiser, collect donations on CrowdChange? Will you host a socially distanced in-person fundraiser? Or will you use the money from your philanthropy budget to support your contribution to the foundation? In a few minutes, we will hear from chapter members to hear some of their creative ideas that they've been using to fundraise for the FIME Foundation and the M3 campaign. This year, the foundation will be sending you an estimated fundraising goal along with the recording of this webinar. This estimate means that we will be looking at the amount of members you currently have in OP and multiplying it times $18.52. Before submitting your donations, you need to verify the number of active members in your chapter to be sure that you are counted at 100% participation. The estimate that we're sending you is exactly that. It's an estimate. This is something new that we're doing this year, and we just hope that it will help with your fundraising goal. Another exciting thing we're offering this year is a unique opportunity for your chapter to increase your reach with M3 campaign fundraising by having you or a representative from your chapter record us a voice memo or a voicemail that we will send to your alumni from your chapter. So it is going to encourage them to donate to the M3 campaign in your honor, and we will help provide that script for you, and all you have to do is upload an audio file of your recording by March 8th, and we'll take care of sending it out for you. While alumni donations don't count towards your 100% participation goal, it does count towards your overall fundraising goal, and that helps you get closer to becoming the M3 campaign top contributing chapter for 2021. More information on all of this will be included in the follow-up email that you will get on February 1st that will also include the recording of this webinar. The second step of the M3 campaign is to give. So we ask that once you've hosted your fundraiser or collected your individual contributions, that you send in one donation on the behalf of your chapter to Find Me Foundation. You can make your contribution in one of 3 ways: by using online bill pay on Bill Highway, by writing a check, or through the foundation's Give Now page using your Bill Highway card, as long as the donation is within your card limits. Just a side note for treasurers, please do not add the donation to your statement of charges or set up a scheduled payment for the foundation through Bill Highway, as that creates a bit of chaos on the back end for us. So please just stick with either online bill pay, writing a check, or giving through the Give Now page on the foundation's website. Also, we will go through this when we go through the donations, but please make sure to write M3 campaign in all of the memos on all of those options. That will help us track your chapter. And after you have submitted your donation, don't forget to fill out the M3 donation form on OP. If you're hosting a fundraiser, be sure to add that fundraiser to your OP calendar, and you will complete a separate post-evaluation form for your fundraiser. The last step here is to promote your participation in the M3 campaign on social media. I am going to use a shameless plug, but if you are not already, please pick up your phone and follow Find Me Foundation on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and encourage the women in your chapter to do the same. Social media is the bulk of our communication in general, but that's where we do almost 100% of our promotion of the M3 campaign. So give us a follow and stay up to date on all of the Find Me Foundation news. So next, you're going to hear from some chapter members on how they are fundraising for Find Me Foundation. These are actually some clips from our virtual fundraising webinar that we did back in December. And like I said, these are just a few clips. And if you want more ideas, you can go and watch that video on our YouTube page. We will include the link on the February 1st email that we're going to send out.
And I'm going to open it up to some of our panelists that are joining us tonight from some chapters from across the country who have had successful either virtual or socially distanced in-person fundraisers. So I am going to hand it over to Elena from Kappa Mu at Georgia Southern University to talk to you a little bit more about her Milkshakes for Miracle fundraiser.
Hey y'all, my name's Alina, like Jesse said, and I am from Kappa Mu at Georgia Southern University. I'm so excited to get the opportunity to speak to y'all tonight about one of our events that we've had in the past. We actually had this in October that worked really, really well for our campus, especially because we have not been able to have in-person events at all. So one thing that we found out with our Milkshakes for Miracles, we took a page from the Chick-fil-A drive-thru specifically, and we were able to have just my committee, which was a group of 20 girls, come to the house and socially distance and make milkshakes with masks. And we had gloves on, and we put the milkshakes into a kind of plastic tub, and then we sent girls to the cars with masks on and had them transfer the cup to the person. Well, the person grabbed the cup out of the plastic tub. But it was a no contact because we had gloves, we were wearing masks, the girls were social distanced. This fundraiser went really, really well. We had it last year, and in person it was a lot of fun, and we were really sad that we couldn't do it in person. But I think the drive-thru was a lot more efficient in terms of getting people in and out. Granted, we couldn't have that community aspect where we got to hang out and chat for a little bit, but it was a great way just to see everybody come together and support. But a couple of tips for any virtual fundraiser is using social media, we found, was one of our biggest things. With virtual fundraisers, social media really is your best friend, through graphics, posting your crowd change link on our Instagram, which not only increased our engagement on Instagram, but it also increased our fundraising on crowd change. So that was a really, really cool way to see how we could maximize our efficiency with this virtual fundraiser. We also reached out to our local businesses to see if they would sponsor us, and we luckily got a few sponsors. We also had Ben and Jerry's from Savannah donate some ice cream, so we got to use that in our event, which maximized our efficiency and our ability to donate more, because we were minimizing the cost of the actual fundraiser. And then another thing that we are planning on using in our future event, which is the Surf Fidel, which is at the bottom, that's our spring event. That's our week-long event where fraternities compete. And so we are going to use the teams feature and crowd change to do a virtual penny wars. We are also planning on doing a virtual video game competition with the guys where you send out a code and they do the video game in a bracket style. And whoever wins moves to the next round. So that's going to be really cool, and I'm excited to see what our new philanthropy chair is going to do with that. But yeah, I think that's really all I have. And one other event, we had the idea to do a drive-in movie theater at our football stadium. So that would be a really fun way to get a virtual fundraiser as well.
Next, we're going to turn it over to Meredith Wellhausen from Chicago West Suburban Alumni Chapter. The Chicago West Suburban Alumni Chapter is annually such a huge supporter of FAMU Foundation, and they always come in clutch with the most creative fundraising ideas. So I was so happy when I reached out to them that they agreed to come on board, and Meredith is representing them to tell you a little bit more about their virtual and in-person shopping event that they had. I think that was earlier this year, right, Meredith?
Yes, it was actually in early November. So,
awesome.
Yes.
All right, I'll hand it over to you.
So hi everyone, I'm Meredith Wellhausen. I'm the current president of the Chicago West Suburban Alumni Chapter. I think I have very large shoes to fill because we definitely have some women in the area who are quite major supporters. So we always love to find creative ways to support our FIMU Foundation. So very much important for us. So for this event that we're kind of highlighting here, we've typically in the past done shopping event where everyone gets together for the holiday season. We would typically, pre-COVID, would grab lunch together, and then we'd all kind of scatter it and go shopping as a group or in our small groups. And we were able to pivot this year and reach out to multiple companies at a local, it's an outdoor mall. So I don't know, you can see with the plants there, but it's a mall that's definitely open air. So everyone was wearing masks, but definitely a lot of free air and, or I guess, outside air there. And so we had reached out to multiple companies all throughout the mall, asking them, in addition to supporting CMNH, but also if they were willing to give us an in-kind donation. We really found that companies, if they're a little, like with COVID, a little bit tighter for maybe a monetary donation, they're a little bit more inclined to give us an in-kind donation. And then what we were doing, anyone that would shop at those locations and then get a little stamp, we would then enter them into a raffle. So it was an incentive for our ladies to get out there and go shopping. But then in addition to that, if people were not feeling comfortable getting out in person, which we totally understand, everyone has to find their own safety measures there. A lot of companies were giving us a code that we could use to either donate to CMNH or a discount code for different ladies. So I think the main things, if I was going to give advice, would be to just honestly talk with different companies. Like, I think my advice is just reach out to as many companies as possible and see what they're open for and ask for like different thinking outside the box. Can you give us in kind? Are you able to do it online? Do we need to come in for an entire week? That was something we had. So one of our stores, they said we would have, for the entire week, if somebody came in and mentioned FIMU, there. So that was where we had some success for our November event this past year.
I love that. And again, something that so many of our chapters could duplicate in their areas. So hey y'all, this is Jessie. I think we're having some audio difficulties. So let me see what we might be able to do to get that back online.
Sorry, everyone. My Zoom disconnected.
Oh,
Let me get on here and share the screen again. 1 second.
The last year I have served as the
Okay, let me just rewind this a little. Sorry, everyone. Okay.
Hey guys.
And she's going, oh, good, perfect. That worked out great. And she's going to talk to us. Actually, they had an entire philanthropy week earlier this fall where they did tons of great socially distanced and virtual fundraisers. So Hannah, take it away.
Yeah, so hey guys, like she said, my name is Hannah Osborne. The last year I have served as the philanthropy chair for Theta Beta, which is at Georgia State. And on Tuesday, I actually just got elected as the new president. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm getting lots of good ideas already for what to do with my chapter. So thanks to you others. But yeah, so this fall we held a pretty much half virtual, half socially distanced philanthropy week. We actually decided to make a philanthropy Instagram separate from our GSU FIMU Instagram. We made one just for philanthropy in this philanthropy week fundraiser because, yeah, like we've been previously mentioned, social media is your best friend right now. And we found that making a separate Instagram for philanthropy was a fresh start, and all the followers from different organizations of Greek could like follow the page, and we gave them like points as incentives to like help each sorority or frat like rack up points to like win our week overall. But we were able to use the philanthropy Instagram to promote everything, and we had a crowd change link that was in our bio the whole week. So we also had a Venmo where we were able to collect donations and a crowd change link, and we were kind of just going crazy on social media trying to promote that to everybody. The socially distanced events we did have was a cornhole tournament. We found a park that was, a lot of space, and we had sisters and a few of our friends across Greek offered to let us borrow their cornhole set. So we had like 5 or 6 cornhole sets set up in this huge field, like spread out. Everyone was in mask and was super spread out. So it was able to happen right now. But also this was like such a successful fundraiser for us that we've decided already to make it an annual thing. Everyone loved it. It was super fun. people paid to sign up as a cornhole team. So 2 people were on a team and they paid an entry fee, and everyone wanted to do it. And it was kind of awesome. We were even able to collect donations as people were coming just to support their like teams. We were able to rack up a lot of money, and we also sold cookies and snacks that, you know, people were wearing masks and gloves, so everything was okay. But we were able to make this actually a very successful fundraiser for us. And cornhole's fun. Also, we held a virtual pumpkin carving contest, which sounds kind of weird, but we did it through our philanthropy Instagram. Me and my committee reached out to everyone saying, okay, if you want to be part of this contest, let me know, send your money for a pumpkin by this day. And then I went to Kroger and literally bought 35 pumpkins and drove to just where our Greek housing is, and just me and one other person in mask, like dropped off pumpkins to that organization or to that person's house. And then they were able to carve the pumpkin, and I set a date, okay, by like Friday night, I need all the pictures of the pumpkins. We put them all in our philanthropy Instagram, and then we let people from, you know, the chapters, like everyone go on and like the picture of the pumpkin, and then whoever got the most likes won the contest. So it was pretty fun just to use the philanthropy Instagram and then have it where people just like and share it to their friends, family, go like this. So it brought a lot of awareness to our philanthropy Instagram page, and the fact that we were fundraising for Children's Miracle Network hospitals, you know, with that donor drive link in the bio, plus they're just liking a picture of a pumpkin. But we were able to definitely exceed our goal and actually raise more than we ever have in our philanthropy week, with it being virtual. And I think it's really because of this Instagram. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have for you guys.
Thank you so much, Hannah and Meredith and Elena, for sharing all of your great insight.
Many chapters already use CrowdChange for fundraising, but if you are new to CrowdChange, the resource hub on FIMU.org includes a how-to guide with instructions for starting your fundraising event page and a video link that will walk you through the whole process. Donations collected by your chapter on CrowdChange will be sent directly to your philanthropy section of Bill Highway. Remember, this will be for the amount raised minus the 8% administration cost for the CrowdChange charges. So there is a way for donors to get around that by choosing to accept the administrative costs themselves, and we will cover that in the next video that we're about to watch. Okay, now it's time to look at all of the ways that you can give to the M3 campaign. So I'm going to start that video right now. So let's walk through the 3 ways you can make a donation to the foundation. Before we get to making your donation, I want to walk you through CrowdChange and how it funnels through your Bill Highway account. For this example, I'm going to show you a chapter who put on a virtual fundraiser for Find Me Foundation on CrowdChange. You can see here that they raised $546 on CrowdChange. And when you log into your Bill Highway account, you will see the philanthropy donations under cash account balances. Here you can see a quick summary, and you can see that the full $546 was brought over from CrowdChange. When you click View Details, you can select the time frame in which you held your fundraiser to see a full detailed breakdown. It will show a list of every donation that was made on CrowdChange. You will notice that the amount from CrowdChange and in the philanthropy donations account are the same. That is because every donor chose the option to cover the 8% fees that CrowdChange charges. If all of your donors do not choose to cover their fees, you might notice that the amount is lower on Bill Highway than it is in CrowdChange. Okay, now that I've shown you how the CrowdChange donations funnel into your Bill Highway, let's start with the first donation method, and that is going to be online bill pay. This is the method that we recommend just because it's easiest for you as a chapter, but you can do any option for submitting your donation. So obviously you're going to log on to Bill Highway, and then you're going to go up to Cash Out, Online Bill Pay, Schedule Online Bill Payment, and then you're going to select the Philanthropy Donations account, and it will tell you the balance of that account to the right. Next, you need to select the vendor. Find Me Foundation should be on your list, but if it's not, go ahead and click Add Vendor and add Find Me Foundation. With this pop-up, make sure you click Online Bill Pay. The send date can be the day you sit down to send in your donation. We suggest that you submit your donation on or before March 25th, just so we get your donation in time. And then make sure that your memo here says M3 and then your chapter name. So if my chapter is Kappa Sigma, so if I was submitting the chapter, I would say this is for the M3 Kappa Sigma donation. Next, this category is going to be chapter donation to FIMU Foundation, and then enter your amount. And that's it. Just click submit and you are done. The next important step for online bill pay is that the chapter president or the chapter advisor needs to go in and approve this donation. To do this, you would simply go to online bill pay, manage online bill payment activity, and then they would see to the right here that you would have a donation to approve. Moving on to the second option, and that is to write a check. For this option, you will stay in Bill Highway, but go to Cash Out, Checks, Check Entry, Vendor Checks. For the cash account, you're going to want to select Philanthropy Donations. Select FIMU Foundation as your vendor, and again, if FIMU Foundation is not a vendor in your account, go ahead and add us to that list. Next, you will need one of your checks, your physical checks, to enter the check number in this field. Make sure the memo is again M3 and your chapter name, and then the billing period would be spring 2021. And the last option to donate is to load your prepaid card and then make a donation on the fimufoundation.org/give website. I do not have full access to show you how to load a prepaid card, but you can only load one of your prepaid cards from the checking account. So if you hosted a fundraiser and had money in your philanthropy and donations account, you would need to transfer that to your general checking account before loading your card. To do that, you would click Other Tools, Transfer Funds, from Philanthropy and Donations, and then transfer to General Checking, and make sure the amount you wish to transfer over. Make sure that you put M3 donation in these notes. Click Save, and then you'll need to email Carrie, and I'll put her email here so she can approve this transfer. Once Carrie has approved that, you will need to load your prepaid card and head over to fimufoundation.org/give and select M3. A pop-up window will open, and here you're going to want to choose Other Amount and fill in the amount of your 100% participation. Click Donate Now, and here you will find where to put in your chapter information. So you don't need to worry about selecting a collegiate or alumni chapter to honor. What you're going to worry about is this: are you a collegiate chapter making a gift of 100% participation with the Bill Highway card? You're going to select yes, and then below this, you are going to fill out your collegiate chapter name. If your collegiate chapter for some reason is missing from this list, please just put that in the comments about the donation below, and you do not need to worry about designating your gift. From there, you would just input your card information and confirm the donation, and that is all that you would need to do for this. Lastly, I just want to remind all of the treasurers that this is not paying your statement of charges. So this is different. This is a donation, and we are unable to accept or track donations off of the statement of charges, and we want to make sure that your chapter's donation is counted. So just make sure that it is not gone through as your statement of charges, and that you either do online bill pay, write a check, or give on the website. After gathering all of your funds and submitting your donations, you need to fill out the M3 donation to FIMU Foundation form on Officer Portal. This is the only way for Foundation to count your participation in the challenge and to help us determine which chapters have participated at 100%. We use this information daily to update our website and social media to help promote the chapters who are participating. A question that we get each year is, do your ICMS members count towards 100% participation? The answer is no. You do not have to collect a contribution for your ICMS members in order for your chapter to qualify for 100% participation. It is completely optional, but we do expect for FIs to be counted as 100% participation for your chapter. If you would like to include alumni, family, or friends in your fundraising efforts, and many chapters do, especially those that are in contentment for the chapter with the largest overall contribution, here are a few easy ways that you can share with them on how to participate. They can visit our website and make a gift in honor of a collegiate and/or alumni chapter that will be tallied to your overall fundraising efforts. It does not help subsidize towards your 100% participation, but rather adds to the total amount that your chapter has raised. For example, if I go on and make a $100 contribution on the Phi Mu Foundation website in honor of Kappa Sigma, it will be added to the funds that you've already raised as a chapter, not replacing your 100% participation goal. If you wish to have alumni, friends, and family help you raise your 100% participation goal, you would need to do so through crowd change or hosting a fundraiser and then sending in your one donation to the foundation. Of course, we encourage your alumni, friends, and family to also promote their support of the M3 campaign on social media. We think that's really important in getting the word out there. In addition to helping promote your events through our social media accounts, we also offer chapters various incentives to participate in the M3 campaign at 100%. And again, that means that every member in your chapter is making a contribution or fundraises the equivalent of at least $18.52. The most popular incentive we offer is a free custom designed Phi Mu Foundation shirt for each member of our 100% participation chapters. If your chapter participated last year at 100%, you may remember the pink tees that were sent out. We also offer special recognition on social media for chapters who fundraise for the M3 campaign, and chapters also receive special recognition during convention next summer for their participation and for fundraising. Perhaps the most special incentive that we offer is for the chapter with the largest overall contribution to the campaign. They will receive a special virtual visit from the Phi Mu National President and the Phi Mu Foundation President. A question we get frequently is, how can you make the largest overall contribution? And while there's no secret formula, I will tell you that from watching our previous top contributing chapters, it's all about fundraising in addition to those individual contributions. So engaging your alumni, engaging your friends and family, and having them go and donate in honor of your chapter. So normally this is where we reveal the new shirt design on the webinar, but this year we're hosting a special event with a very big announcement on Founders Day, March 4th this year. We will be revealing our special custom M3 shirts the next day following our big announcement on March 4th. So to see the shirt this year, make sure that you are following our social media and you can see that announcement. If you're wondering how to get the shirts, once you submit your form on OP and we receive your 100% contribution, your chapter president and chapter treasurer will receive an email from the foundation staff to process your t-shirt order. This year, we're ordering the shirts a little differently because we want everyone to get them in a timely manner. We will place one order on April 5th. This means if you do not have your t-shirt order complete with the foundation by April 5th, you will be in risk of not receiving your shirts. So just make sure that you get that filled out on time so we can get your chapter their shirts in a timely manner. M3 has been pretty successful over the years, as you can see here, and last year we came together in face of a global pandemic and nearly 100% of our collegiate chapters still participated at 100%. I think that is absolutely amazing, and I just think that is a testament to our sisterhood and to what Phi Mu means to these women. From those chapters, 18 of those chapters went above and beyond with their contributions with fundraising. Together, 122 chapters, alumni, friends, and family raised $317,000 that was reinvested into our sisterhood. That's just so much. That's so much support, and I think it's truly amazing. This year, we are aiming for at least 132 of our collegiate chapters' participation at 100%. And we hope that 60% of those will fundraise and help to meet our goal of $340,000. And we are excited to meet and exceed these goals with your support. Next, let's talk about a couple of ways that the foundation will be here to support you as you plan for your chapter's participation in the M3 campaign. There will be lots of communications over the next few weeks, including emails. So check your inbox for updates from FIMU Foundation. As I said earlier, follow us on social media because that's where the bulk of our communication to our members will be during the month of March. Be sure to keep an eye on the M3 page of our website. We update that with the top 3 chapters per area each day. So that's 12 different chapters that we're highlighting each day, and we do that for alumni and collegiate members. We hope that by including the top 3 chapters by area that we are showcasing a wide variety of our chapters. You can also click around on the map and see what chapters have participated and even fundraised by each state. So that's really fun and is a fun way to see who in your state is participating. Lastly, if you do plan to host the FIMU Foundation program during one of the chapter meetings this month or next, please remind your members to follow us on social media so they can keep up with the M3 news as well. If you still have questions regarding the M3 campaign, one of the best places you can find resources is the FIMU Foundation document library, and you'll find that link here on the screen. There you will find an entire M3 campaign toolkit that you can use with social media graphics, informational flyers that you can use at your fundraisers or to pass out at your chapter just to show how your contributions are at work within our sisterhood. There are all sorts of great things you can find there, and I really encourage you to take advantage of the resources from there. I know we've talked a ton about social media tonight, but as a reminder, the M3 campaign is primarily driven through digital and social media. So we're encouraging all of you to promote your foundation fundraisers and general support of the M3 campaign on your social media accounts. Be sure to tag us at FIMU Foundation and use our hashtags MaryMaryMartha so that we can track along and share your posts from our account. Effective use of social media is a top priority for M3, and we'd love to be able to showcase the creativity your chapter is putting into M3 and give you some national recognition for all of your hard work. In closing, I hope that all of you have a better understanding of how FIMU Foundation supports our members and how your contributions to the M3 campaign directly impact the lives of other FIMUs each and every day by investing in the lifetime development of women. If you have any other questions or need anything at all, both of our email addresses are on this slide, so take advantage of that. Shoot us an email if you have any questions at all. At this time, let's just open it up for questions and see if any of you have some great ideas for fundraisers that we didn't touch on. So Jesse, let's turn it over to the question and answer part.
Hi, everybody. Sounds good. We do have a couple of questions in the hopper. The first question was, are chapters allowed to use Venmo to collect donations? They said at Pomoa that we should not use it.
Yes, so we are not going to be using Venmo just as best practice with the fraternity. We reflect that as well. We really do encourage you to use crowd change or to do in-person fundraisers.
Yeah, absolutely. Good question, though. Great question. The next question we have is, what YouTube channel are all of the videos posted on so that I could view the videos separately from the recording?
Yeah, so our YouTube is, if you search for FIMU Foundation, we're working on getting a custom link, and we're also going to set up a link tree on Instagram. So if you follow us there, you can easily get to our YouTube page, and we have all of our videos there. But we will also be sending out links in our email that we will send out on February 1st.
Going to give it another minute or so, but for now, that's all of the questions that are in the chat right now. Anybody else have any questions or even maybe fundraising best practices that you want to share? I know that in this kind of unprecedented time where we're doing a lot of virtual fundraising, maybe you have a best practice that you from your chapter that you'd like to share. All right, I've got another question, Lennon.
Okay.
It says, if our chapter does not do an in-person fundraiser, do we still fill out the FIMU Foundation fundraiser form on OP? And I'm assuming that means, and Lainey, let me know if I get this right. I'm assuming that you mean like if you do a virtual fundraiser, do you still have to fill out the foundation fundraiser form on OP?
I'm going to say yes. I don't think it's 100% necessary, but we really track all of our fundraising chapters by that form. So if you don't fill it out, then we don't know you particularly did a fundraiser. And we love to know that information so that we can share it on our webinar next year and just like share your creative ideas. So if you don't fill that form out, we're not going to know what you did. And even these virtual fundraisers, I think, have really great ideas and content, and we want to see that. So I would encourage you to still fill those forms out, even though it is a virtual fundraiser.
We've got another Venmo question, and Lennon, and I'm going to take this one if you don't mind, but it says, oh gosh, I'm sorry, I just got another one, so it erased. It says, would we be able to have all of the money just sent to one Venmo account for the chapter and then donate that money to Crowd Change? And I think, and I know this is such a tough question because so many of y'all want to use Venmo because it's easy and it's quick, and it's, touchless. Transactionally, it just is, I'm sure, very easy for y'all to fundraise in that way. But because the fraternity does not promote Venmo as one of its approved fundraising mechanisms, the foundation cannot support Venmo fundraising either. So unfortunately, any kind of Venmo fundraising would not be something that we would be endorsing from the foundation. All right, Lennon, I think that wraps up our Q&A. We don't have any more questions in queue. And if for some reason you think of questions after we hang up or get off the webinar, Lennon and my email addresses are here. You can drop us a line anytime, or you can message us through our Instagram or Facebook, Twitter, any of those two. And we're usually pretty good about turning around responses to those pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Turning it back over to you.
Yeah, thank you all so much for attending, and we will be in touch soon with all of the links from the webinar. So thank you all so much.